This is Monday Mindset Motivation. I'm Mavimbela here. I'm back again, and we speak entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs mindset on this channel. Soon, I think I might be speaking fitness, but let's get into the grasp of today's video. And I want to talk about being in a slump. Most people who are self-employed, most hustlers know what it's like to be in a slump. So for those who may not understand what it means exactly, I'm going to describe it, and rest assured, you're going to relate. Being in a slump is when you find yourself in a place that you are unmotivated, you're not feeling inspired to do anything, you are feeling lazy, but you don't understand where the laziness is coming from. You may even procrastinate. You're just not feeling like doing anything. You just don't have any energy. But a lot of the times when you try to think about why am I in a slump, you can't really see or think of a reason you would be in that state, right? So being in a slump is something that is possible for everyone. I find myself in a slump as well. And if you are in a slump, understand that it's normal. It is part of life. Being in a slump is part of life. Life has all kinds of ups and downs. You see, when you are in a hospital, the lines on an ECG machine, they move up and down. And when they move up and down is a sign of life. So I'm using an ECG machine as a metaphor for this to describe that whatever you are going through in life is part of what you should be going through, whether it is your life's lessons or it is just you growing. Some things that happen obviously are tragic, especially when external forces affect those things, like a crime, for example. You have no control over a crime happening over you, but if it does happen to you, sometimes you may know, Guti, you're not supposed to be moving in certain kinds of areas. You're not supposed to be not alert, depending on where you are. And obviously, you have no control over what people will do to you or what people will do, especially when it comes to crime. Ne? But life has its ups and downs. Everything comes as a lesson. And when you are feeling unmotivated and you are feeling lazy, lethargic, understand that it is part of how things go. Now, there's obviously ways that you can deal with feeling unmotivated, demotivated, or feeling a little bit lazy. There's certain exercises that I try, there's certain exercises that I've read about, and simple things like standing up and doing jumping jacks, you'll just have a boost of energy. If you do 10 push-ups, you'll have a boost of energy. This is why I think I want to talk about fitness on this channel as well. Just make weekly videos talking about fitness and how it actually benefits you as a person to be energetic throughout the day or throughout your entire life. And that doesn't mean that things are going to be perfect for you at all times, all right? And back to the metaphor of using the lines on an ECG machine going up and down. When you are having ups, obviously you are enjoying life at that moment, right? Everything is perfect. But understand that just like an ECG machine, sometimes you get to the point where it needs to return and go down. This is when it is reading your heartbeat, right? So when it gets to the top, it's going to come back down. And when it comes back down, this is when you are experiencing those downs. They're not very pleasant. Look, I understand they're not pleasant at all. I've been through so many downs. God damn it. I've been through downs this fucking year. And obviously, I don't enjoy those things. I hate it, but I accept it. It is just part of life. I'm at 40. This will also pass. And talking about this will also pass. Understand that nothing is permanent. Nothing on this earth is permanent, unfortunately, including your life. So in your life, when you are having good times, understand that although you would like those good times to be permanent, they're not 100% permanent. When you are having bad times and you want them to end as quickly as they possibly can and they don't, understand that eventually they will pass, because nothing is truly permanent in life. And I think the only thing that you can really long for and hope for in your life, instead of permanence of good times, is just a consistent feeling of contentness, or if not a consistent feeling of contentness, a permanent feeling of contentness. And I believe that I have also achieved that level of contentness myself, because I do go through rough times, and in those rough times I understand that I'm still breathing. I woke up in the morning. When I text or call to find out how's my daughter doing, she's all right. when I call and text to find out how my other family members are doing. They're all right. How my partner is doing. She's also okay. So I'm content, okay? I'm content. This is why I bring you this type of content. That was a bad pun. But anyway, being in a permanent state of contentness helps you because when life goes down, you will experience anger, you will experience sadness, you will experience all types of negative emotions, right? But through those emotions, you have the logic to understand that you should be content. And I think contentness is more than just an emotion. It is also very logical. It is also something that is a mindset. When you are feeling sad, you understand that, okay, I'm not feeling well right now. And you have little to no control of the things that will make you sad happening in your life. But when they happen and you do feel sad, you have at least the thought, the logic to understand that this feeling that you are feeling will pass. I have a very badly done tattoo here. It's written, "This too shall pass." Is it badly done? Well, it's badly done because it's in my handwriting. So my handwriting is quite ugly. So the tattoo itself is a bit ugly. Anyway, so when you are in that state of sadness, you are in a slump, you are angry, you are furious, understand that it's not permanent and don't make things worse for yourself. If you make things worse for yourself, you find yourself unable to actually exit that emotion or exit that mindset or that moment that you are in. So don't make things worse for yourself. And how do you not make things worse for yourself? By remembering. It is that simple. Well, it's simple, yes. Not easy, but it's very simple. Remembering that will also pass. Whatever you're going through will also pass. And if you get brain dead, for example, you are brain dead. You are unaware that you are in a brain dead space, right? And, man, nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. That is as much as I can tell you today. That's as much motivation as I can give to you today. It's just me being realistic with you. You know, motivation is not always or should not always be about, you can do it, stand up and rah shit. You know, I don't want to do those kinds of things because I understand how not permanent those emotions and not permanent that feeling is. But the logic approach to motivation, the logic approach to being motivated, I think is much, much better for everyone. This is my personal opinion. And if anybody has a different opinion and they're willing to educate me so that I can see it in a different light, I'm more than happy to give an ear. But at the moment, through my own life's experience and going through my own shit, I really believe that staying motivated is a matter of logically approaching everything that I do. Even when it is not fun, even when it is difficult, even when I don't feel like doing it. You know, I am self-employed. If I don't stand up and do the work that I have to do, I'm unable to pay my bills. I have many bills to pay, right? And if I don't put in the work, no one is going to pay those bills for me. They're just going to stack up. Okay, so with that in mind, when I wake up and I feel like not coming to the studio, the thought hits me, if I don't come to the studio, I won't be able to pay for the rent at the studio. And that bed that I'm laying in at my place is in a place that is rented. And if I don't stand up and go do the work, I will be unable to pay the rent in that place. And if my stomach grumbles a little bit and there's some food, that food that I eat is not going to be replaced because I am not standing up to go do the work. So I logically think about the fact that, listen, I have bills to pay, I have to feed myself, I have people that are dependent on me. And without me standing up and doing what I have to do as a man, which is my responsibility, then my responsibilities will not be covered by anybody else but me. And when things go south because I didn't put in the work that I had to put in, I have nobody to blame but myself. So beyond just logically looking at the fact that I have to do the things that I have to do to get where I want to get, I also logically think and I'm aware that if things go south because of my own mistakes or my own inaction, the only person left to blame is me because I'm responsible for my own life. And I have to be accountable for my own life. And such thoughts, having these kinds of thoughts, they are unpleasant, okay? The thought that things will go south and there will be nobody to blame but myself is unpleasant. So unpleasant that I don't actually want to experience what it would feel like realistically. So that's how I approach my life. That's how I approach things. And it does not matter how slow things happen for me. When I'm in a slump, I know that I'll get out of that slump. And the other thing that I usually don't do is compare myself to other people's success because their rate of success or their path to success is definitely not the same as mine. They may be quicker or much slower than me. I know people that are much more successful than me and they started their path and their journey of hustlership and they are way ahead of me and I am happy for them and I am very much inspired when I see them because I know where they started. And then at the same time, I know people that started with me or before me, and I look at myself now, comparing myself to these people, I can see that they have not achieved a lot in their life for whatever reason. And I've had conversation with some of these people, the more successful people and the less successful people. They'll tell me, man, that how do you do it? They'll ask me, how do you do it? Because I look at you and you started after me, but you are always motivated. You are always pushing work. You're always doing things. And they only get to see the great parts, right? And even though I don't broadcast my great parts of life, it's just their observation and it's just their opinion on how they perceive me, right? I will never know how people know me, all right? I will never know another person's perspective of myself, even if they do tell me. So they will be telling me that, look, man, you are pushing, you are always grinding, you are always going at it. They don't know the times where I wake up at 5:30 a.m. and I'm like, damn, it's cold, man. I don't feel like going to work. I don't feel like going to the gym. They don't know the times where I'm like, damn, I've got no money and I need to buy bread. And if I buy this bread, I've got no money for tea bags. If I buy these tea bags, I have no money for bread. I am stuck between a rock and a hard place. They don't know the times where things are really hard for me. They just see me where I am and things are going okay. And the reason they wouldn't be able to see those things is because I'm like, hey, come on now. Feeling sorry for yourself is fucking pathetic. So I am not going to be pathetic. I am going to stand up. I am going to do what I need to do because I have no choice but to do it. The ECG machine again goes up and down to show a sign of life. If it was to go up, there's something wrong. If it was to go all the way down, there's something wrong. And if it just goes in a straight line, you are dead. You understand? So you always have to keep moving. If you are in a slump, just keep moving. It's not permanent. My name is Mavimbela. I hope you enjoyed this video and do like, subscribe. Man, we are very close to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers, I can feel it is so close, so close. Peace.